but I'm sure some of it probably went inside. The rest, the front, this little board is fine. This little board looks okay. So let's get all these little boards off and then take off the top piece and check out the inside. But first, we're gonna need some gloves for this one. So probably the Wi-Fi and maybe Bluetooth weren't working on this one. I mean, it is possible that this board works, but it's just, look at that, it even got to the back side, and it's just all even right around the metal here. Okay, we'll clean this off in a little bit, inspect it, and see what we think. Oh man, we got stickiness around the bottom edge right here, but I don't think it's affected the board itself. Okay, and this board, let's see if there's any stickiness here. No, we're good. This board's totally good. Okay, and now we should be able to get, yep, this top plate loose. Fan, is the fan supposed to be connected to it here? No, maybe it is. No, it's not. Okay. The top plate actually doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty clean, so we're good there. The fan actually looks good too. I don't see any problems with the fan. Let's check the power supply. It's sticky here. The power supply definitely works. Oh, you know what? It's not sticky, it's my gloves. Look at that. Seriously, so power supply is good. No problems there. And I feel like, yeah, the liquid came in from here. So what we need to do is check this part of the motherboard here on the top and bottom. So let's get the board out. Okay, let's do the bottom side. Okay, not too bad. That's good. Okay, I have hopes for this. We gotta get this clamp off, and then we can inspect under where the heatsink is and see if there's any liquid damage over here. So far, I don't see anything on the board. This is great news on the, on this metal piece. So that's great news. But we do need to clean off this shell right here. All right, with the clamp off, should be able to get the heatsink off. Heatsink looks good, and the board looks good. How is that possible? Somebody is like the luckiest person ever. There's just absolutely nothing on the board. I'm not even sure how that's possible. That is amazing. Okay, well, let's get this thermal paste replaced, and then we'll get the cleaning done on the case. But this is surprisingly not liquid damaged. I love it when this happens. All right, so I'm gonna get this thermal paste cleaned up. We'll get it replaced with, obviously, the perfect amount, and then we'll move on. And now I'll apply the perfect amount of thermal paste. Right there. Perfect. Now I'll reinstall the heatsink and the clamp, and then we'll start getting that case cleaned up. All right, so this is probably the worst part. So what I'm going to do is just get some isopropyl alcohol and a cotton swab. I'm just going to soak this really good, just to start loosening this stuff. I mean, this is so sticky. So this is definitely discolored, but all the stickiness is gone off of there. So I'm not worried about that anymore. We've got a little bit more up here to do, but this is looking pretty good now. I'll clean the rest of this off camera. Let's move on to the other plastic piece. Now we get to clean this one, and this is going to be fun. It's all in these little holes up here, all in these little holes over here, and then in these little cracks right here. This is going to be pretty difficult. The good news is that most of this looks to be still like a little bit liquid and not as kind of like dried on as the other stuff. This part though, I'm not sure how I'm going to clean these out. I think if I'm just a ticket, I've got cleaning swabs, one kind. So I should, yeah, I can get these. I'm going to use some more of those, which is fine. I've got a whole bag. Okay, and we're almost done. We've got a little bit more to do here and then along the edges, and I feel like you can't even see it on the camera. Very little. You can see a little there, but I promise, guys, it's way dirtier than it looks. Trust me, bro. This side is a little more obvious. a lot more soda in these, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. We've done a ton of cleaning in this video already, and honestly, I'm going to be tired of watching this through after my editor is done. I think you guys are probably going to be bored of it too if I keep cleaning this much, so we'll speed through this part and we'll get to the reassembly. Okay, that's not perfect, but it's definitely way better than it was, and nothing sticky, so we're going to call that good. And just for reference, this is how many cleaning buds we use. Oh man, so gross. Okay, and let's see. Oh yeah, we can just like scrape some of this off. Look at that. There's so much grossness on this thing. All right, I've gotten a lot of it off. Now we need to get into this with our cotton swab and isopropyl alcohol. Just get all of the rest of that on top of there. All right, so this still needs to dry, but this is looking a lot better. I'm not convinced. In fact, I'm pretty convinced it probably won't work because I think there's a lot of soda buildup under this PGA. But let's put it all back together and give it a try. So here we go with the main motherboard going in. Now, the top metal plate, and with those screws in, we have the two boards that have not been liquid damaged installed. There's one and the other one. The board that was liquid damaged the most, or at all, I guess, is going to go right here. And now it's back together enough to test. So I'm going to get this thing started up and see if this board works and if there are any problems with the console. Okay, we got it all hooked up. Power button is right there. We got a white light. The fan is not spinning. Okay, there we go. We have fan spin. Okay, everything's looking good so far. Let's see if the controller will connect. Yep. Okay. But we got to see if it's going to connect to Wi-Fi. All right, A button. Here we go. English. Choose a connection, and there is nothing. Yeah. Okay, so we definitely have to replace that little board. So I'm going to get a replacement, and we'll install that, and then see if we can get a network to show up. Okay, here we have our replacement board. I'm going to get that plugged in. All right, here we go. Now with that new board, let's see what happens. Good so far. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to get this all connected to my Wi-Fi, and then we'll see if we have any other problems with it. So I went through the updating and setup process, and this Xbox Series S is all fixed up. Let's move on to the ROG Ally and see what's wrong with that one, and if we can fix it. So here we have the ROG Ally. Let's see what happens when we try to turn it on. We got some power, that's good. The screen works. Also good. Definitely taking some time to start up though. Oh, here we go. Reinstalling the operating system. You think a test date will help? Sure. Sounds good. Okay, so I need to enter the do that. None of those buttons work. Oh boy. Okay, so I feel like probably the only way to do this, maybe I can hook up an external keyboard, hopefully. I'm going to give that a try and see if that'll work. And I don't have a USB-C keyboard right handy right now. So I just press skip this step. Let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay, let's see. Looks like we're connected. That's good. Except name your device. Okay, starting up again. Okay, what do we got here? So the only option is to sign in. All right, and now that Microsoft is done trying to sell me on 37 different things, I think it's almost set up. And just we're going to do some calibration so I can test this right stick. And if you notice it goes up and down fine, there is nothing left and right. Let's try the other one. Let's try the left stick. Left, right, up, down. So that works fine. This one definitely does not. So I think we need to open it up, see if this one can be cleaned or anything. It doesn't feel like bad, so I feel like I might need to replace this, but let's get it opened up and find out. And it should just come apart now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and there we go. That cover is off. This has definitely been opened before. So this is the stick that we're worried about here. And just kind of looking at it, I don't see any issues just from looking at it. So let's take it apart further. See if we can figure out what's going on. Okay, the whole module just comes right off. So I think what we need to do is stick. Okay, so this is the original. So remove this. I'm going to try replacing the analog stick itself first. If not, then we might just replace it. Okay. And now we will install this one. I'm actually 100% sure that it's working. From a video I did a while back trying to fix an ROG Ally, and I was actually not able to fix it. So now I use it for parts. Okay, that looks good. Put that locking tab down. One thing I will say, credit. Easy to fix and pretty much. It is nice that this analog stick itself just unscrews and screw on, and theoretically, if that was the problem.
Whew.
So now we'll put this back in. Let's see if that fixes it. Okay, there we go. All right, and powering on. Okay, starts up. That's good. Okay, so we've got the arrow right there in the middle. Up works, down works, left works, and right works. So it looks like our Asus ROG Ally just needed the analog stick replaced, and this one's all fixed up. Got to do a little cleaning on it, but it's basically ready to sell. Now that this is done, let's move on to our PlayStation 5. And I can already tell one of the things that's wrong is the HDMI port is bad. Let's plug it in and see if it starts up and goes to the white light though. So we won't be able to get anything on the screen, but we can at least see if it turns on and takes a disc and stuff like that. This drive has power. On. Let's see if it takes a disc. It does. See if the disc spins up. I hear it spinning up. Okay. Does it eject? And yes, it does. And it did just turn to white. So that is great news. I think the HDMI is probably the only problem with this. Let's get it all torn down, have a look at that port and get it replaced. All right, and here we go. Plates. Oh my goodness, that is disgusting. It doesn't smell, it's got a little bit of smoke though. So I'm surprised. Let's see how bad the rest of the console is. Let's have a look at the and get the repair done. So we can see that there's definitely a lot of damage on the metal part on the front side. Let's look at the pins on the back side. And I actually don't see any damage there. That's good news. That means that this should be a pretty straightforward, just drop the old one out, put the new one in. So let's get the repair done. So the first thing I'm going to do here is prep these pads. And if I pre-tin these pins, then they will stick to the pads on the motherboard much easier and faster. And I'm just trying to heat up this whole port and all the pins evenly, so it's all ready to drop out all at the same time. So it looks like it's ready to drop out like it is, but it's not quite dropping out. Sometimes I'll push up on it just a little bit, and that will align the pins, so then the port will just fall out. I want to keep all of the mounting pins warm, so I bring them in and then make sure everything's nice and hot, then remove the heat and wait for about, I don't know, 20 to 30 seconds. That will allow the solder to solidify. Let's and see how
I get stuck. That's what I'm talking about. There we go, guys. Finally start. We not give it up. We not give it up. I told you. We never give up when it started. Life. You ready? I'm gonna let it run for a while and try to tune it. We get it started. That's a good thing. So we gotta figure out how.
Black screen and
We gotta start. That's a good sign. But we gotta let it run again. But so far, it's running so heavy. Put on a little bit of gas. Woo. That was a pain. Well, at least we get it run. I think we got that shit. We gotta check the channel because this thing have to be out to adjust the gas properly.
And there we go. Okay,
so we're gonna add some more gas to it.
Takes it in, spin it up, good so far.
And go from there.
So did this drive even work? So it looks like this Xbox.
We get it started, so we're not giving up.
And that seems to be the only problem with it. So I'm not super happy with the two controllers as far as how they turned out, but the rest.
We never give up, man. We always make sure get it working. Don't give up. That's the most important thing in life. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. Don't care how much time you pull that engine, pull. Just keep trying everything, and your work will pay off. So you see, we get it started. That's a good sign. At least we get it started. And you came right in the right time to see. So that's a good thing. And we're gonna try. You have to do some fine tuning, but we get it started, guys. And at least it's running. So
one was infested with cockroaches, and Sony themselves said this PS5 was unfixable. But I don't
thank you very much for stopping in, guys. But
this video is sponsored by iFixit or on the internet. I paid $300.
We get it started.
And the seller said that the original problem is that
anybody else?
This letter is directly from the repair center.
John White too. Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys. We're not any expert here. I'm not an expert here on these small blow up, guys, but it's kind of basic common sense stuff. So guys, if you see me do anything and I want to make some wrong diagnostic, you can just help me in the comments. I'm not a professional on spinning, but there's only a small socket here. You got to check for compression, check for spark, the carburetor, and just set the gap between the magnetic field and the coil to get the spark. So not much thing is similar in a car. So guys, I just try to, I'm not a professional, guys, but I just try things until I get it work. So thank you guys very much for watching, and big up Xavier and Zaval. You guys don't say hi, but it's all good. Make sure to watch my videos. I'm on the road to 3,000 3,000 watch hours, guys. I need the watch hours so I can be monetized. That's getting close, and I'm almost to 1,500 subscribers. Let's keep the love going on the channel. And this channel is all about learning life. You could teach me, and I could teach you. It's never too big to learn. So, guys, we got to start. It runs, and we just gotta figure out why it shut off and set the gas and stuff like that. But you know, the carburetor have some buttons that you have to do some fine tuning. So I think we gotta be off the tuning with that, so and we get it right. So that's a good that's an exciting moment, guys, when you get something start running. It's very nice to see that you could get something start running.
There's a bunch of hair stuck down this fan. I can't tell for sure.
I know, man. I'll make sure to get it right.
What, but
it's a good moment. But no, we have to do some fine tuning, which regarding like setting the gas and the carburetor and stuff like that. Make sure all that is in. At least I get it running, guys. It runs at least. So we're gonna do some fine tuning with the carburetor and stuff like that. So I don't ever get it started again, but let me try. You gotta keep let me try. You gotta just give it a choke. I think you gotta adjust this part, but it runs. Okay, somebody calling me. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, somebody just called me.
Not really that noticeable, but a little bit more.
Okay, somebody just called me.
Not really that noticeable, but it's still there. So I don't really see any problems on the board itself. But
So
it might be a different story.
we just gotta figure out how to get it all figure out, and then we gotta set again what it runs. Yeah, I just don't have the energy to keep pulling this, but she runs. So you gotta figure out right now
So now let's take a look at the power supply. So sometimes
why this settings.
Power supply like this because I don't want to flip this thing over and risk the liquid metal falling out or running down the side or anything like that.
So you gotta adjust this. This is for the gas to come.
Oh yeah, we got some more liquid.
And it's full of gas, so.
Liquid over here, but there's definitely liquid down here. That's worrisome because I'm thinking it might have got into the
Yeah, when we get started again, if we get it started again,
we got liquid over here.
we will have to.
Here, liquid here, liquid over here. Liquid's been all down here. Okay. Get this power supply taken apart. Also, if you're thinking about taking apart a power supply like this, just don't do it. There's large capacitors in here that can store charge for a very long time, especially in a damaged power supply. So it's just not worth the risk, in my opinion. Let's have a look at the inside. In today's video, I'm using this iFixit Manta driver set. I love this.
Alright, guys, so.
It's got fits for almost anything you could ever want to take apart. My second favorite iFixit kit is the iFixit Pro Tech Tool Kit. The great thing about this kit is it has a very large bit selection along with the driver and the extension tool. Has tri-tool, construction cup, anti-static wrist strap. You've got tweezers and more prying tools. One of my favorite things about iFixit as a company is they're not just focused on profit. iFixit is constantly working to make repair more accessible to the average DIYer. On their website, you can buy parts and tools, but they also offer repair guides and also a repair forum for any questions you might have about your repair. They're also constantly fighting for the right to repair. A lot of large companies don't want you to be able to repair your stuff. They just want you to throw it away and buy something new. iFixit is fighting against that to enact right to repair laws. This will make parts and repair information available much more widely to the average person. I'll put links to these toolkits right in the description, along with more information about
So guys,
and the right to repair.
We're gonna just wait a while and take a rest because there's so much stuff to pull.
Looks like somebody might have been using
Check
like a
spark.
humidifier. There's a lot of this
Yeah,
kind of like residue.
we had spark again, but I don't know.
think that in itself
Let me
is
check
a
it. This
problem.
plug again.
I don't see any visible signs of problems with liquid on this board. Look at that other side. Basically the same thing here. No evidence of any liquid
At least look, it's sparking good.
on the power
But it's
supply
dry.
I see.
That's a good thing it's not flooded.
Edges of this power supply,
So let me
there's
see.
definitely liquid on the edges. Like there's some there, and there's some all
And that's the
around
old
right
spark
here,
plug.
But I don't see anywhere that liquid.
Let me put in the new
actually
spark
dropped to
plug.
the board on the power supply itself. So I think the power supply might have been spared from whatever liquid got in this thing. So I'm gonna get the power supply back together and we'll plug it in and see if it's putting out 12 volts. Now it's back together and plugged in. Let's see what Scotty says. And we've got 12.16 volts. So unless the power supply is just bad under the load, we have a good power supply. Which begs the question, what else is going on with this PS5 that's causing it to not turn on? Let's get it just I was pretty sure it was probably like a power supply issue, but clearly that's not the issue. One thing I want to do here is, you see all this liquid metal, most of it's off to the side and not up on the CPU itself. So why don't we put a bunch of it back up? I feel like we might be more here, but let's just try putting it back up and then see how that does. One of the best ways I've found to transfer liquid metal is a syringe that comes in the package and just suck it up. That's what I'm doing. Get it back out right
So look when you get this running again, guys. You gotta let it run for a while. So I don't have the energy right now to keep pulling this. But
Now I'm just going to do the same on the APU. Especially this stuff up here near the spine, we need to get that out of there. Do it there. Alright, now we'll install the board back in the console. Get a few more things hooked up and try and turn it on. And now got plugged into power. Let's see.
oh my, Sophie's so tired.
Okay, we get a beep, we got a blue light. See if it's gonna turn white.
I'm gonna take a little break.
I don't want to leave it on for too long because it doesn't have the fan, but it does turn white. That's interesting. Maybe by not powering on, he meant that it didn't show up on the screen. I'm gonna get this thing together the rest of the way, and then we'll test it more. It did go back to blue, and full screen now, but I'm still gonna get it turned off so we can get this fan installed just to make sure it doesn't overheat on us. So top metal plate goes on next.
So that mean our cord is in
Now all these totally
installed
necessary screws.
properly.
I'm not going to film putting all those screws in. And now the disk drive and the plastic mid-frame. And now all of these screws. Then we get the fan in. I'm just going to clean this fan just a little bit because I just can't put it back in with it looking this gross. If this thing turns on and actually works, then we can come through and give everything a better cleaning. But for now, I just want to get it together enough that we can test and see if it's going to work. There, that's good enough. This stuff won't be floating around inside the system now. Now we can connect all the cables, install the fan cage. And bottom plate,
Yeah.
top plate. Now it's ready to test. Let's see if it turns on, shows a picture on the screen, and then we also need to test the disk drive. Now there's no power. What?
Okay, hardly
Flipped
see.
over like this, there's power,
How many comments in there?
and up here there's not.
Look what they say.
Let me unplug the power cable.
Turn back
Zero
on,
cents.
then
Maybe
pull.
when the HDMI is unplugged, there's power. Just nothing at all.
Yeah, I don't
The
have
only thing I can think of we did
the energy.
is we flipped it over until the bottom.
Getting too old for this shit.
Because when I was working on it, this is the
So.
orientation it was. And now, since we had it flipped over,
Turn off the choke.
it was not powering on. Okay, guess it's time to take it back apart. Not sure how we're gonna figure this one out. Now the other thing that's different is
I think the power of this you
have
gotta-
a disk drive plug. PS5 back into the okay, and oh. We got power. The fan. I'm wondering if maybe that's causing some sort of short inside the fan.
So let me put back in the
turn on, maybe?
other plug.
I don't know. So let's unplug the fan. Let's plug the fan in and see if we have power. Okay, fan plugged in. Now let's plug the power cable back in. And do we get power? No, we don't. Okay, let's find a replacement fan and plug that in and see what happens. First, let's unplug this fan again. Let's plug the disk drive back in. That will rule out that as being a problem. Power to the disk drive, power to the PS5. Okay, we need to get a new fan. Let's plug it in and see if it'll turn on. Now with the PS5 turned on, let's see if it is.
You know, I gotta prime it a little bit.
I'm guessing it's probably good, but let's just double check that. Get one probe on ground, and we have 12.15 volts to the fan. Okay, so the PS5 is putting power to the fan.
What are the gas
so
inside?
Let's replace the fan with this known working fan, and we'll see if the PS5 will still power on. Out with the old fan, in with the new fan. But is the fan the only problem with this liquid damaged PS5? Let's find out. And we have blue light. Oh, we already got something on the screen. I do give the fan a spin. And there we go. And the disk drive. Pull the disk in. Does it spin up? And it spins up. So the disk drive is also working. So the phone seems to be the only problem with this. Sure, but so was with there was absolutely wrong.
I think this
I'm
thing.
guessing maybe one of his children had something to do with that. $100 is a great deal for a PS5 if I can fix it. A viewer named Brandon contacted me and said that he had a PS5 that had a broken fan connector, and the PS5 would also shut down almost immediately after it started up. He said he sold it to me for $100 and hoped that I could make a video out of it. So let's take a look and guess and see if we can figure out what might have happened here. We definitely have a broken fan connector. I'm guessing maybe this PS5 was shutting down quickly after startup. And so the seller or someone that the seller knew took it apart to see if they could fix that problem, and unfortunately broke the fan connector off. So probably the first thing we need to do is to fix this fan connector and then start it up and see if we get it to shut down. But while I'm fixing the fan connector, I'm also going to take a look at the liquid metal. The liquid metal is a very common thing that can cause this problem. So let's take a look at that while we have the motherboard out. Okay, we got all the thermal paste in where it should be. Some of the first things I think of when the PS5 is shutting off.
Just a quick start inside.
Caused by overheating. So one of the first things I'm going to look at is the heat sinks. Another thing I'm going to look at is the power supply and see if the power supply ventilation holes are plugged with dirt and air. And then we're also going to be checking the APU, the liquid metal on it. This is actually sort of better than I expected, although I'm not sure there's enough liquid metal on here to make enough contact. So that could be. So the next thing we need to check are the heat sinks.
Oh my.
And also the power supply ventilation.
Whenever we get this running again,
nice and clean, actually.
we gotta just
and then the power
let it run.
supply, I don't know if
You need to break in the carburetor too.
This is just completely clean, so I don't think that's an issue. So what I'm going to do now is just take the motherboard and replace that fan connector. Then we'll get the motherboard installed. I'll add a little bit of liquid metal and make sure it's all
Oh my.
nicely. Then we'll put the heatsink back on, get the rest of it together. Well, I'm doing a video about a PS5
That thing-
ran over that I tried to fix. Unfortunately, I
That thing-
didn't fix it, and I wasn't sure
that take a lot of on me.
that I could use off of the board, but this is the
What?
part that I definitely can use.
We're not giving up.
This fan connector, because the
Total.
fan connector for the PS5 that I bought for $100 there. So
Total Tech, what up, bud?
fan connector off of this board so we can install it onto the $100 PS5 board. How I'm going to do this is heat it from the underside, and then that will melt.
Yeah, sometimes the parts not genuine too.
All of these little joints
The
over
carburetor
here.
probably need to change.
The board safely without damaging anything, you know, if I do it right. Now I'm gonna
Yeah,
slow
because I
down
don't know why it's supposed to be hard. I changed the carburetor and the coil pack.
There we go.
And
Got it. So what you're gonna see me
That's
do
right.
next is take a little grinding pin and grind away
So,
the
yeah.
mask on these traces
Total
on the
Tech.
board. I'm gonna be
Take out the spark plug.
just a little bit.
Where you been all the time, my friend?
Torn off of the board, so I need to move it over just a little bit to enable me to mount it back onto the board. Once I grind off the solder mask, there are two places that I need to add a little bit of
If you
wire
take
to
off
enable
the
me to
muffler,
solder those pins
you
to
could
the pads
see
on the board. The
kind of
pads have been
separation.
torn off, the ends of them have
Because
been torn off, so I need
to
to
say-
replace those ends with some wire.
It's not two-stroke, it's straight gas.
So I can connect
So
the pads to the ends of the connector.
I was thinking about taking off the muffler
Put a little
too.
bit of conformal coating on, and that will just protect all of these traces. You can see it just kind of sucking up under the connector, and that's exactly what we want. Now let's get this back installed, and we'll get that liquid metal taken care of. I don't remember if I have any more liquid metal in this too.
Probably has some. It probably have some heat restriction.
I'm gonna rub this around now.
Probably has some
Yeah,
air restriction in this.
really isn't too bad.
Because no way.
Do the same thing over here. The goal here is just kind of rub off any of this oxidation on here.
Maybe I'm gonna take off the muffler, see if anything's black in the muffler.
Add just a little bit more liquid metal. Gotta make sure there's the perfect amount on here.
Does it runs?
There we go. There we go. That's pretty good. Now we
Yeah,
can
Total
just-
Tech, where were you all the time, man?
It's gonna work after all that. Okay, and this conformal coating is getting pretty dry. It's pretty tacky
Let's
right
see
now,
how
but still
close
not enough to super glue it.
thing is.
So I'm gonna put it together still enough to
Yes.
and then I can come back.
I gotta open up part it.
But that is looking pretty good. It's fairly strong. It definitely has some
So,
to it, but it is.
I'm gonna take off the muffler.
Here we go. Yep, looks great. Okay, and that's together enough to test. Now let's get it plugged in and see if it'll turn on and see if it'll overheat once it is turned on. Okay, let's see if there's power to the disk drive. Yes, there is. Power to the console. Yes. The fan also does start up right away. That's good news. Let's see if we get a signal on the screen. So it did restart. Good.
There's somebody calling me there.
It's restarting again.
I don't want to answer right now. I get this shit to figure out. Let me get my flashlight.
And we'll see how long it'll last. If it does. Hopefully it won't at all. It just turned on. So, great news. So the fan is working. The fan connector is working. I think we're going to try next.
Okay, let me answer this call, guys. The muffler.
That's something that
Yeah, it takes a long-
I'm not sure that's gonna be something we
Hey,
can
got
fix, but
to
let's try the
start
power supply first.
for a while.
In order to get to the power supply, we have to take all this stuff back off, including this.
It's
fan
straight
here.
gas.
So
They
I'll
say,
take
'cause
my
it have a
fingers.
check ball.
I'm gonna hold down on
Plus,
the
this one is straight gas. You don't have to mix it.
with my fingernail
It's a
while I pull up.
PB500T.
It's supposed to come out.
500T.
So, connected to the board.
I think it's straight gas because they come here and say it's straight gas. I don't know.
See this?
Because I have one there that mix, and this one is
Pull up on the
straight gas, they
fan
say.
connector part that's attached to the fan. That seemed to work fine. Now I'm gonna undo all that stuff I just did so we can get to the power supply. So we can remove the old one and install the, hopefully the working one. I don't actually know. This one is not, I don't remember what this is from or if it even works. So hopefully it does. Now I do still have to put on the Wi-Fi antennas. I'm gonna wait to do that until I get this back together and test and see if that power supply even works. Just go ahead and add power.
Yeah, check for me, see if it's straight gas.
Okay, we have power again. That's good news so far.
It's too talk,
Okay,
just
black
too good.
screen.
Take the
processing.
exhaust
Okay,
off.
preparing, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm taking the exhaust off right now. Maybe the exhaust have some restriction in it. So I was thinking about that, but thank you, that's a good idea.
Okay, this is where we got
So-
before. And then it turned off right around here. Come on.
Well, we're gonna see now.
Good. Did we fix this one? There we go. So far it looks great. I'm gonna go through and get this set up, but I think this $100 PS5 is all fixed. The cost of the new power supply is about $65, so I paid about $165 for this PS5, and obviously it took a little bit of time for me to fix. But overall, I bought this for the PS5 on eBay because I really in here. So let's look at the other side and see how bad it is. Oh wow, look at this.
Alright guys, so
So
I can't figure out what
smells really bad too. There's a bunch of little
What
pieces
bolts,
in
what
here.
tool to get out this exhaust.
Something sticky over here, which is not ideal.
Everything I
This
try,
one looks like a perfect console to send over to Robert on the
It's not
Restored
working?
channel. I think he's gonna have fun with this one. But first things first, we gotta do the repair on it. The first thing I'm gonna fix is these two HDMI ports, so for that, we have to get down to the board. Also, this has not been taken apart before, the warranty sticker is intact. So, this will be the first time this has been apart. Clean my gloves off before I start using my tools. Don't wanna ruin my fancy iFixit tools.
I think it should start without the exhaust, huh?
Okay, and here we go.
It's
There's
gotta
no
be some
sign of
air
light
restriction.
so
Hey,
far.
Onika just called again.
I've done a lot of repairs of PS4s that have had live roaches, and it's not fun. Sometimes they even get into your house, which Chronic's wife was definitely not impressed with.
I'm gonna get some
Oh,
tool here.
We got a Western Digital Black SSD. That's a bonus I wasn't expecting. That's so good. There's even.
I'm gonna try to see if we get some tools.
You gotta make sure and leave.
Open that exhaust.
Robert gets this cleaning video. Oh, that's gonna be an entertaining video, at least for me to watch. Always pull up on the white part of these connectors, not on the cream colored part. The cream colored part is attached to the motherboard. And if you pull up on that part and break it off, you'll have to learn how to solder it on and put it back on. Now the fan, oh, love that.
Are we not giving up?
That is pretty disgusting. Again, that'll be a good one for the cleaning video.
We try to fix this blower.
We need to make sure and keep this guy though. We need to place him back in there. Feel like
We're trying to fix this blower right here. We get it start, but I think the exhaust probably blocked, because if the exhaust is blocked, it has no reason why this don't start. We have a new carburetor, we have spark, everything. So it has to be an air restriction. As I say guys, you need a 3 element for this to work perfectly. Air, fuel, and gas. So that's what we're going to do.
Some sort of sticky liquid. That's disgusting. This
We're not giving up.
so gross.
Never. That's not our nature to give up.
This bit does need work, but we're gonna worry about that last. Okay, and what are we gonna find under this metal cover? These things sometimes are stuck on here pretty good.
So, we're not giving up. We don't do that.
Just, you know.
Okay, one.
Dead roaches, no big deal.
Let's see if these are the right ones.
Okay, totally expected so far. Okay, here we go. Let's look at the other side. Oh yeah, huge dry spot. That's exactly what I expected. Look how dry that is. How dry this
Why would they put two different sides?
Let's deal with these USB
Like-
ports first.
Like who does that?
Roach pieces that
They
come
do
out
everything
there.
in the power just to make people
All of these and
not-
put them back in the console. All done. So I want to make sure Robert gets
If
the
you-
full experience when he opens this thing up. So I've got a donor board right here that's got two
Well,
good USB ports. And these
I
are
have to get it
back
fixed.
on the first
Losing
one.
is not an option here.
Now USB ports.
So we got
are
one bolt out.
interesting and a little bit different than HDMI ports. Depends on USB ports. Go all the way
We have to get it
through.
fixed.
Whereas on the HDMI port over here, and it's just
Okay.
we need to make sure that it's got
Our exhaust is off.
underneath should just fall out. I do need to remove this metal mesh because the heat will totally deform it and make them so they're not even usable.
It's not black,
So
but
this area all prepped and ready to go. I did put some Kapton tape over the Ethernet port.
We're
as
gonna
it is a lot
check
of
our
plastic,
piston.
and I want to avoid melting it. So I'm going to keep as much heat as I can over here and try to not put any more heat over here.
So
than
far,
to remove this
it
heat.
looks good in there.
So I'm going to use my hot air soldering station to heat up these ports and melt into the ports.
It feels kind of different with that exhaust off, but one, two.
There. This repair looks great. Now let's do
Well, our exhaust is okay.
Let's clean some of this oxidation off with some isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip.
Exhaust clean.
It's really hard to really get it to
So-
spread around very much until you clean it off
Make
again.
sure.
So we're going to do that first here. Okay, now we come in and just rub this around.
Yeah, I fixed one already. So this one is gonna be stubborn, but guys, you know that's how life is. You can't get everything smooth sailing. But we will get to the bottom of this. Looking into the sides,
Using this swap that came with
piston, everything looking good.
the liquid metal package.
So we're gonna put back on the
All
exhaust.
around the edges here.
Because no possible signs of anything going on there.
Liquid metal package. Like that. And then we'll put it onto the APU chip. Over here. Now we can spread it around a little bit easier. We do need to add some more liquid metal here. I'm going to grab a new syringe full of that. And I am using Conductonaut. I'll leave a link to this in the description. This is the liquid metal that I use and I like. Not sponsored, maybe someday, but not sponsored right now. Alright, I'm just going to add a little more onto the APU. Oops, there we go. And then I will rub that around just a little bit to make sure it's even. Oh yeah, that's good. Really good. Now we need to do think side. We're gonna clean it up with isopropyl. Always needed, but sometimes it helps. Sometimes this oxidation is really stubborn and hard to get off. So I've found it does help to clean it with
We tried the exhaust, but nothing.
And some-
Anybody have ideas out there?
That was really
Who's
good.
coming in?
The liquid metal
12
was
people
great.
online, guys, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We're getting bigger every day. This channel is all about learning and stuff, guys, and teaching too. So when we'll go live, guys, when you subscribe, click the notification button. When I go live, you go live too.
And then
Simple.
the metal piece can go on
What's
after
that?
that. And then this tray.
Yeah, we tried the exhaust, but nothing.
Tasty.
I mean, it was a try. So exhaust is good, so I'm putting it back on.
And I'll just put the pan in and just
So
there we go.
exhaust is back on.
Turn it on.
What option we have, guys?
And then test the disk drive. Probably what's going on with the disk drive is there's a bunch of dead
Check the
power
what?
switches. We'll see. Okay, we have power to the disk drive. Yeah. Let's see if it turns on.
Check what? I can't even see. Check the what?
All right.
I wish you could have voice in this,
Really
guys.
bad with the fan going. Let's put the disc in.
Oh, I put a bottom muffler Total Tech. The muffler was playing, blowing it, and nothing came out. So it just air passed right through, flawless.
Okay. That tells me what I need to know. We need to take this disk drive apart and have a look at the inside. Okay. Now this bottom piece should come off. So we have to-
I don't know if we get the gas lines mixed up, which I don't think.
Yeah, that is pretty gross and dirty inside. So I want to get these two rollers out, just like that. And leave this gear up in here so I remember where it goes. And it's probably gonna fall out. Yeah, that's right. And now,
Well, another idea, guys.
one of these. I don't know if this is the only problem with this disk drive, but since it wouldn't even take the disk in,
Yes.
I know it's one of the problems. Probably one of the main problems.
So is this a mixed gas machine? PB, I can't check because I'm using my phone to go live. Somebody check for me.
I think it might be better to replace these. I'm gonna get another pair from a donor disk drive and look at those to see if they're any better. Now before I put those in,
Yeah, the switch is on, I think.
just a little bit. I don't want to put too much
Because this stop, slow, and then fast.
But I
so,
don't want to put these new
I put it in
rollers
between.
with this dirty right in around where they go. So that can just
We
make them
turned
all dirty again. So
before
it's just a good measure.
shut it
Let's
down.
give the blades are a bit of a cleaning. Here we go. Now we can put this
And this
back
one
in
stop.
here,
That's stop.
and hopefully that's all the disk drive
And
needs
this
as
is
far as
slow.
repair.
And this is 5 speed. So I leave it in
Oh, that
between.
was so much better.
So that's good. Yeah, guys, somebody could check to see if you have to mix the gas.
Part of me hates putting this thing back
Keep
together
the
like this 'cause
shutter.
it's so dirty, but also that's gonna make such a better video.
Keep the chat line okay.
There we go. Okay.
Keep that chat on all the way slow.
Now this thing back together again. Let's see what happened when we try to put a disc in.
Yeah, slow is close to
Come
off.
on.
That's
Oh,
off
it
and
takes
slow.
it right in.
So I leave it on slow.
Great. There we go. We only have one other thing to test. And that's what we're USB port to work. Let's plug in the controller and see if it works. Now if this works, this light should light up once I plug it in. Let's see if it does.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna prime it a little bit.
Okay, there we go. We got a light, and it is working up on the screen. I was a little
It don't have
worried at
battery.
first, but it looks like everything's fine. If you want to see a video of this entire PS5 getting fully cleaned and brought back to basically new condition, I'll put a link for the Restores video up on your screen now so you can come hang out with Robert.
I think it got to do with it.
Restored to basically brand new.
This,
Once again, to iFixit for sponsoring this video, go to iFixit.com/TronicsFix. There's also a link right in the description. That'll take you right there. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope you have a good one.
So we're gonna throw some gas in it and prime it.
I paid $100 for this broken Xbox Series X. So one of my viewers tried to fix themselves, and unfortunately,
I'm gonna prime it a little bit, guys. So
I don't know if all the parts are here. Let's get it out of the box and check it out. This video is sponsored by PW100 on everything. So we have the main case here, and it's kind of heavy, so there's something to it. Hey, they packed it with paper towels. That's awesome. Nice packing job. We have the board, one of the boards. So, I mean, that's good. I already see an issue with the HDMI port. Here we have the other part of the sandwich. Okay, we got the other part. Good. And then we've got, what do we have? Pack and paper pack. The fan.
I don't know if this.
We got the
a bit
little
too slow.
fan and then the other little board. Okay, cool. So I think maybe we might have all the parts here. Let's open up the back of it here.
Guys, and this thing is make you so tired.
Included.
It's not even funny.
Okay, paper towels. Oh yeah. Disk drive. I forgot about the power supply. I'm glad they included that. And we got the disk drive. That's good. Okay. We are getting quite a puzzle to assemble here. But I think we can do it. Now this is my kind of puzzle, but first we have to figure out what's wrong and if we can fix it. So we need to look at this port, but let's get the rest
Man,
of it.
I don't know why I'm so tired. You don't even
We
know.
just have this clamp. Oh, these things are
All right, guys. If you're new to this channel,
not necessary.
please consider subscribe, and then you'll see if you like stuff like this, cars
Definitely too tight.
and challenge.
And
Please consider subscribing to the channel.
be able to
Like, share, and talk with somebody who you think might be interested in the same same thing as you are.
Gotta make sure
But we do a lot of different fixing here, guys, of
the
different things.
heatsink has been damaged.
And if you get something you want to see in the future, I'll explain. Just leave a comment in the comment section on one of my videos.
Is like, there's nothing holding it on. It's just stuck down pretty good. Maybe from the perfect amount of thermal paste.
Yeah, I check everything already and I get it started, so I don't want to do too much of
Glued down. I'm sure it's not.
I should have let it run when it starts, let it
What it feels like.
suck the gas and get the carburetor going, but it died. So where there's a will, there's a way. So that's what they say.
Wow. Okay.
So
what is going on here?
yes.
Nothing?
Yeah.
These were definitely stuck down.
Well, I tried gas before and it worked, so I don't know. It looked like it's not getting the gas from the carburetor too. So that's why I throw gas.
Moving this part, so this is just all right from the factory.
Small touch.
Screwed down really, really tight. That might not really matter that much because the screws go down onto these posts, so it can only put so much pressure on the
Take
board.
this part plug
That was
out.
just on there really tight. Okay, I'm gonna stop complaining about that and let's look at this HDMI port. And
So
let's
heat
get
up the
our
spark
microscope
plug.
and really take a good look at it. Before we get under the microscope, I just wanted to show you why this port needs to be replaced. I don't know if this was the original problem or not, but
Well,
it's definitely a problem. It's kind of like way.
I fixed the other one already. It's right there. So
with a good connection. Okay,
I think we got a chance. We just have to
board. We've got the HDMI
take a
chip
break
right
and come
here.
back.
We got a bunch
But
of flux residue there we'll need to clean off. And it doesn't look too bad yet. but when we look at the pins, you can definitely see.
I'm gonna take back out the plug
I can't tell if any of the
and blow some air inside and dry it up.
So we'll have to look at that once we get this port out. So let's do that now, and then we can inspect the board. And
Yeah, but this is not a two-stroke. The guy says just straight gas. Can somebody tell me if this is a two-stroke engine? Because I didn't mix any gas.
At 1100 degrees Fahrenheit and an airflow of 3. It takes a lot of heat to remove these HDMI ports, as this is a very thick board with very big ground
So
plug.
somebody help me.
So
This is
if
a
you don't have
PB
quality hot
500
station, then this can be a very difficult or
from
impossible
Echo.
job. I'm
Echo.
gonna use my hotter station to go around
Echo.
for mounting posts, but also in between the mounting posts, there is
So-
19 small pins on the back, and then some pins that connect to the board on the front as well. Once the port gets hot enough, it will simply drop out. And now with that port out, great time.
Yeah, so I'm gonna spray it out.
Much easier to clean up once the board is warm, or once the flux is warm. A bunch of little fibers got caught in these diodes back here. Okay, that's looking much better. So this is a close-up of the old port, and it is totally just smashed up and or bent up inside, not really smashed. Oh, there we go, I'm making me use it. Just kidding.
Is it a two-stroke? Here we go. All dried out. No flood. So, is it a two-stroke engine or not? Let me check. Yeah, I don't know if it, let me just check, see if it's a two-stroke engine. Alright guys, so I just checked and it's a two-stroke engine. So you have to mix the gas. You can't run the straight gas, you have to mix the gas. So I'm gonna mix the gas and see what happens.
Until all of this solder in the mounting pins is fluid.
Yes, I think you gotta mix the gas, right? Because it's just two-stroke. So I'm gonna mix the gas and then see what it does.
And that will mount the floor into the board. And I'll keep pressure there while I remove the heat. And then once the solder has solidified, I can remove my tweezers and the port will be installed. But then we need to check the small pins on the back and make sure those.
Okay, guys. So we got some 2-stroke oil.
All right, and those.
We gotta mix a little bit, guys, but not a lot,
Let's check each pin to make sure it is.
because we don't know the right mixture yet. We're just gonna.
Resolder these just to make sure. But let's double check them.
Because the 2-stroke, it need the oil to cool down the engine.
Yep, got some movement there.
So we're gonna put a little bit in there.
Definitely some there. Okay, and some there. So I'm gonna come through and resolder all of these with my soldering iron. Now we'll just ensure these are all soldered on.
So you're gonna shake it up.
And then we'll come through with a small soldering iron and touch up each one of these things. All right, now let's clean this all up and have a look again. And I bridged a joint that I didn't even see. Good thing we're cleaning.
Yeah, guys, and we're
that
not
one.
certified.
Okay, good. Now that looks really.
So we're getting
Also,
spark.
looking back at those little dials,
That was just a little
other
test.
than having a bunch of cotton swab hair on them that I need to clean up. Those actually all
Maybe you have to mix the
I
oil,
don't think there's a problem there.
because the
Now,
guy
you
said it
have
was
to
straight
have
gas.
one of the chips on the
No,
board.
it's
This Xbox is ready to be put all back together, and then we can see what actually works. But first, of course, we need to apply the perfect amount of thermal paste. And there we go. And with the perfect amount of thermal paste applied, get this part on.
I'm so tired right now. I don't even want to try.
And now the clamp.
Yeah. Big up everybody who coming in.
Pretty good job overall. Of
Vince,
in the car.
Cherry.
The ribbon cables were in pretty good condition. The connectors.
Thank you guys for stopping in. Don't be shy. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. And guys, this project is going to keep going. I don't want to guys keep you guys going too long.
You never know when you get stuff like this. And now just put back cover.
Sometimes you gotta take a little rest. Maybe let the gas dry up inside if it's flooded.
And then see if we get anything on the screen.
Yeah, mix the gas with 2-stroke oil.
White light. No fan yet.
So I didn't know it was 2-stroke, so I put some oil inside. Let's see if that make a difference.
So it's starting.
From my knowledge, the guy was telling me that
let's check our HDMI cable.
yeah, we never give up.
Okay.
This is a challenge. We like the challenge. So my knowledge, the guy was telling me that this is a not a 2-stroke, and this is straight gas. So I said, you sure? So I don't know. This is a 2-stroke engine. It don't have oil. So when people give you the wrong information, time it lead you the wrong way. Sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes. But as I said, guys, I'm a mechanic. So and we just experiment as we go by. We just put in our content to anybody who have experience to come in and give ideas. Thank you, Total Tech, for your comments and trying helping. We get it started a while ago, but it was RPM was so high, and then it shut down. So maybe something with the chatter body settings, and
I don't know what. Oh, that's
we not giving up.
right there. Okay.
So
first thing we're gonna do is
first thing we're gonna do
because it's clearly bad.
is take a little break,
And I don't know whether this being broken like this.
because sometimes you need a break in your life.
It
Sometimes.
wouldn't surprise me if it could. So clearly the first thing we need to do here is get this booster replaced. And once again, I'll be using my hot air soldering station to replace the booster.
So we pump the gas.
So here's the old one. You can see that corner just totally broken off. You can see all these little solder balls that connect to the solder
Yeah, guys,
pad on
so
the board right here. So
We're not giving up, guys.
we will remove this one.
10
Now I do
minutes.
have a new chip that has the solder ball is already installed. So what we need to do next is
I need more than a 10 minutes timer. Yeah, but guys, the other one was so easy to fix, like the stilt. After I change the carburetor, it's a matter of time to tune it and get it done. But yeah, sometimes not everything's easy. You gotta use your brain. So we gotta think outside the box and do some little bit of research, and because I still have to find out how to set the carburetor with that one bolt. If I don't know if I'm choking off the gas, if I tighten it, or if I'm getting less gas when I'm loosening it. So that's the thing, as I say. And she said, I'm not a professional on these small engine. I do big engine, so we just use applying common sense on some of them. And our theory could be wrong, guys. Just have patience. But we can get it running and fix it. So
tells me that not all the solder balls are melted. Maybe none of them are. I thought it was, but definitely was not. Okay, now let's try the nudge test again.
But we'll get it done.
Yep. Now when I came in and nudged it, you saw it move and then it kind of snapped back into place. That tells me that all the solder balls are melted and connected to the board. Now that looks much better. We have this chip replaced. I've got it all clean. And speaking of cleaning, BW100 is one of my favorite electronic contact cleaners. It's plastic safe, non-flammable, and evaporates super quickly. So whether I'm cleaning flux off the board, like on this board.
Yeah, man, thanks for the advice. I'm so tired right now, you don't know.
And you can see how fast it evaporates. Super quick.
We get it figured out.
One of the things that's great about BW100 versus
we just have to take it easy.
Alcohol is that it evaporates super quickly. Depending on the concentration of IPA, it can take a while to evaporate, and if it's a low concentration of IPA to water,
and drink all the coffee.
VGA chips and possibly cause a problem. With BW100, that doesn't happen. It can go under any VGA chips, and it'll still evaporate very quickly. The other thing that's great about this is it's non-flammable. IPA is very flammable, and BW100 is not flammable at all. So I never have to worry about this catching on fire when I'm using it. BW100 is safe for plastics, rubber, and metal, and you can use it on basically any electronic device. So whether you have analog sticks that need to be cleaned, or if you have a motherboard or logic board that you need to clean, BW100 is great for that.
BW100.
Yourself, I'll put a link right in the description. That'll take you right there. So now the question is whether I test any more.
Yeah, I know. I'm so tired, you don't even know.
Together and see if it works. I'm pretty sure that's the only problem here.
I already was on live today working on one truck.
Let's just do a quick test on that and see if there are any shorts around it.
So, one thing at a time.
So there are some shorts, but they are on pins that are normally shorted. So I don't see any problems with this chip. Now, just because there aren't shorts doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good chip, but it likely is. So I think I'm going to take a chance and get this thing back together and see if it works now. So let's see if it'll start up and show something on the screen after the second repair attempt. Here we go. Power. Black screen. Look at that. Already we got it. So for $100, this Xbox Series X was a pretty good deal, and the person who tried to fix it before me actually didn't do too bad of a job. I think they probably just didn't have the right tools to do the job. If you like this type of video, you'll probably like the video where I picked a special edition Xbox Series X. I'll put that video up on your screen now so you can come hang out with me over there and see if I was able to fix it. Thanks so much for watching today. Don't forget to get the...
Because already 1 hour, so
stuff gets jammed in the bottom of this port.
we're gonna start a fresh live again. So guys, tune back in because this live is 1 hour, so we're gonna post this live and go back fresh again. So I'm gonna make another live, so guys tune back into that one. Guys, thank you for watching, and you will keep getting an update on this one for sure. All right, thank you.
Okay.
The Chris family, thank you for Chess for sending information for me. Don't forget, guys, watch the video, guys. We need to watch hours, so Xavier, Zaval, watch a couple hours every day. and make sure you guys get paid for that. Because we need 3,000, 4,000 watch hour, guys, and we heading to 3,000. So we need about 1,500 more hours to be in the YouTube program, and then we could make it. So, as I say, one day, we're not gonna give up on this. We come too far to give up. It's not an option here. So we're gonna log out right this now, and we're gonna log back in again, and we're gonna get the next live. So everybody who watch, comment, like, share, and have something to say, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna make another live now, so tune back into that live, because this live is 1 hour. We don't want to make it too long and boring, so we're gonna be right into the next live, guys. So thank you for the love and support, and don't forget, keep it safe. All right, Zaval and Xavier, make sure you watch the videos. I'm out.